Hello, dear audience. Welcome back to the channel. Wishing you all a day full of joy and peace. Today, we will continue following the emotional story between CEO Alex and the single mother Tuna. After his failed proposal, Alex has never stopped waiting for an answer that could change his entire life. Will Tuna open her heart and accept that proposal so the two of them can have a happy ending together? Or will there be more storms and unexpected challenges awaiting ahead? Don't take your eyes off the screen, because the upcoming moments will surely make your heart both flutter and hold its breath. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single moment in this romantic yet dramatic love journey of CEO Alex and Tuna. Trust me, the moments ahead will keep you hooked. When the first rays of dawn gently slipped through the window, painting the sky in a soft shade of pink and orange, Alex awoke. He got out of bed and took a deep breath, savoring the fresh air of the early morning. He sat properly at his desk. In front of him, the laptop still displayed the order statistics from the night before. The numbers appeared clearly: domestic orders, export orders, contracts from major partners. Alex carefully reviewed each item. To him, this was not just business. It was his passion, the result of years of effort in building his career from nothing. Suddenly the phone rang. On the screen appeared a familiar name, John. He was Alex's longtime friend, someone who had gone through their student years with him, sharing joys and hardships alike. After 7 years living abroad, John had finally returned. His cheerful voice echoed through the receiver. "Alex, I'll be visiting you today. It's been far too long since we last met. And this time, I'm bringing along a very interesting project, hoping we can collaborate." Hearing this, Alex couldn't hide his joy. His eyes lit up, and his voice brimmed with excitement. "That's wonderful. John, come over. We can reminisce about old times and discuss this project. I'll be waiting for you at home." Placing the phone down, Alex smiled softly. He walked downstairs into the spacious living room where the morning sunlight streamed through the wide glass windows. His mother was already there. She kept her habit of waking early, preparing a cup of hot tea and reading a book. Alex approached, sat beside her, and gently asked, "Mom, has your health improved? Lately, I still feel you've lost a little weight." His mother smiled kindly and held his hand. "I'm fine, just a bit tired. Sometimes it's part of old age. But seeing you working so hard and still caring for me, it makes me very happy." They chatted for a while until suddenly his mother mentioned Tuna. Her voice was calm but warm. "It's been a long time since I last saw Tuna and little Henry. How are they doing?" Alex smiled, his gaze softening with a tenderness rarely seen in the decisive CEO. "They're both well. Henry is growing up so quickly, so lively and adorable. In a few days, once I've arranged my work, I'll bring them here to visit. I think you'll be happy to see them again." Hearing that, his mother's face lit up with joy. She smiled brightly, her eyes full of anticipation. "That's wonderful. I can't wait to see Henry again. He must have grown so much." Not long after the sound of the doorbell rang, John had arrived. Alex hurried to greet him, embracing his friend after so many years apart. Together, they entered the living room where Alex's mother was waiting. The three of them sat down, sipping tea and chatting. The atmosphere was warm and harmonious, as if the 7 years of distance had never existed. They recalled countless memories, their days studying together, moments of failure, and the small victories of their youth. John shared stories of his life abroad, new experiences, strange places, and unforgettable adventures. Alex spoke about his journey of building the company, the struggles he had endured, and the relentless efforts that led to today's achievements. The conversation became even more engaging when John introduced the upcoming project, a venture related to agricultural exports, an area Alex was heavily investing in. Both quickly found common ground and a shared vision. Alex's mother listened, smiling contentedly, proud that her son had such good friends by his side. By the time the sun had risen halfway up the mountain, its radiant light spreading across the vast land, Alex stood up and invited John to tour the farm. Along the way, he introduced each area, the fruit orchards, the fields of fresh vegetables, the modern warehouse filled with organic produce. Alex proudly pointed to the distance where dozens of workers were busy at work. This is the source of supply my company is exporting to many international partners. I want our agricultural products not only to serve the domestic market, but also to reach the world. John nodded in admiration, his eyes shining. Alex, I truly respect you. We will definitely work together to take this brand even further. In the middle of the vast fields, the two men clasped hands firmly, their eyes filled with determination, as though making a promise for a bright future ahead. On the way back home from the farm, as dusk gradually settled, Alex suddenly spotted a familiar figure walking ahead. It was Tuna. Alex quickly pulled his car over to the roadside. He stepped out and hurried toward her, a gentle smile appearing on his face. Tuna, what are you doing here at this hour? Tuna looked a little surprised, but then she smiled and replied, I just came back from the market, sold some fruit from the garden. Alex glanced up at the sky. The sun was already sinking behind the distant mountain, the last faint rays stretching across the fields, signaling that rain might be near. He frowned slightly, then spoke softly. Let me take you home. It's already dark. Walking alone is dangerous, and you might get caught in the rain. Tuna hesitated. She was used to handling everything on her own, rarely asking for help. But after a brief moment of thought, she nodded. All right. But first, I need to stop by Mrs. Tang's house to pick up Henry. She looked after him today while I went to the market. Hearing this, Alex laughed warmly. Even better, I'd like to visit Mrs. Tang too. It's been so long since I last saw her, I wonder how she's doing. He quickly opened the car door for Tuna. On the way, as they passed a small roadside shop, Alex stopped, stepped inside and bought some candy and fruit. He thought to himself, it's just a small gift, but I hope it can bring Mrs. Tang some joy and help strengthen her health. The car turned onto the narrow path leading to Mrs. Tang's humble home. By now, darkness had settled over the area, with only the dim, golden lights from neighboring houses and the chorus of crickets filling the air. Tuna stepped out of the car and called out Mrs. Tang. Soon, the sound of slow footsteps echoed from inside. Mrs. Tang appeared at the doorway, carrying Henry in her arms. The boy was fast asleep, his rosy face peaceful, his lips moving slightly, as if dreaming of something sweet. When she saw Alex, Mrs. Tang was surprised but delighted. "Oh, Alex, it's been so long since you last visited. Come in, sit down and have some tea." Alex bowed politely, then quickly placed a basket of gifts on the table. With genuine concern, he asked, "Mrs. Tang, has your leg been feeling better? Last time Tuna mentioned it, and I've been worried." Mrs. Tang smiled kindly, her raspy voice full of warmth. "Thank you, Alex. It's much better now. Tuna and others often come by to help, so I feel reassured." The three of them sat together at the old wooden table inside the small house. The atmosphere was simple, yet strangely warm. They talked for a long while. Alex shared his new plans for the farm, while Tuna spoke about her and Henry's daily life. Mrs. Tang listened attentively, occasionally nodding, her eyes filled with joy at seeing the younger generation live with such responsibility and affection. Time passed quickly. Outside darkness had fully covered the yard, with only the dim glow of the oil lamp lighting the room. Glancing at his watch, Alex said softly, "Mrs. Tang, it's quite late. Tuna and I should take Henry back to the farm now, so he doesn't catch a cold." Mrs. Tang nodded, then looked tenderly at the sleeping boy. She gently placed him into Tuna's arms. The child stirred slightly, then drifted back into peaceful sleep on his mother's shoulder. Alex and Tuna stood to leave. Mrs. Tang accompanied them to the door, her eyes full of affection. In that moment, Tuna turned back with a soft smile, while Alex bowed respectfully. The car engine started and slowly pulled away from the narrow road. Outside the door, Mrs. Tang stood there, her frail figure silhouetted by the night. But her eyes shone brightly, watching until the car disappeared completely into the darkness. When Alex and Tuna returned to the farm, night had completely fallen. Darkness enveloped everything, with only the soft golden lights glowing gently, sparkling like little stars scattered around the garden. The car stopped quietly in the yard. Alex quickly got out, hurried over to open the door for Tuna, and carefully took the basket from her hands so she could safely hold Henry the baby, still fast asleep. The two of them walked slowly into the house. The night wind whispered through the garden, carrying the faint fragrance of milk flowers in their first bloom, adding to the tranquil atmosphere. Tuna gently pushed open the wooden door, and warm golden light instantly spilled out, dispelling the chill of the night. She carefully laid Henry on the simple bamboo bed and covered him with a thin blanket. Looking at her son's rosy face as he slept soundly, Tuna let out a sigh of relief, a gentle smile blossoming on her lips. By then, it was already quite late. Tuna turned to Alex and hesitantly said, "Alex, why don't you stay and have dinner with us?" Alex was momentarily surprised, but then his face lit up with joy. He nodded immediately, a warm smile spreading wide. "If you're inviting me, then I'd be honored to stay. But let me do the cooking this time. You should rest." Without hesitation, Alex rolled up his sleeves and stepped into the kitchen. His movements were firm and practiced, like a man long used to living independently. The rhythmic sound of chopping mixed with the aroma that slowly filled the air. Soon, the fragrance of the dishes spread throughout the entire house, even drifting out into the garden. On the table, a hearty meal was laid out, a bowl of fresh, sweet vegetable soup, savory braised fish, fragrant grilled meat, and a simple plate of stir-fried greens. All prepared by Alex himself. When Tuna came out, she froze in surprise. She could hardly believe that a busy CEO like Alex could cook so skillfully. Her eyes shimmered with emotion, and her soft voice trembled. I truly didn't expect you to cook so well. Alex laughed gently, his warm gaze fixed on her. I just wanted you and Henry to enjoy a good meal. You've been through so much, Tuna. Under the shimmering lights, they sat down together for dinner. The setting was simple, yet it felt unexpectedly romantic and peaceful. Gentle laughter, the soft clinking of spoons and bowls, seemed to blend with the beating of two hearts drawing closer. During the meal, Alex and Tuna talked a lot. They recalled old memories, shared dreams, and spoke of life's struggles. Tuna told him about the days of raising her son alone, while Alex confided about the loneliness on his path to building his career. Between them, the distance seemed to vanish. After dinner, they stepped into the room to check on Henry. The child was still sound asleep, his innocent face filling the room with peace. Looking at him, Alex gently took Tuna's hand and spoke in a deep, sincere voice. Tuna, I'm still waiting for your answer. I hope that one day you'll say yes. No matter how long it takes, I'll wait. Because I truly want to take care of you, and Henry as well. The room fell silent. Only the soft rustle of the wind outside and the quickening rhythm of their hearts could be heard. Time seemed to stop. Alex gazed deeply into Tuna's eyes, his look filled with unspoken emotions. Then he slowly leaned in and placed a kiss on her lips. A kiss both tender and passionate, carrying all the feelings he had never spoken aloud. In that moment, happiness seemed to envelop the entire farm. The golden lights flickered, the sound of crickets echoed in the garden, as though everything was witnessing a turning point in their love. Will Tuna open her heart and accept his proposal? Will their dream wedding truly happen? The answer still remains a mystery. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Tuna will say yes? Let's wait and find out together in the next episodes.
Sâu rồi chậm rãi đóng chiếc hộp nhẫn lại, cất nó vào túi quần. Bàn tay anh siết chặt, nhưng ánh mắt đã đầy quyết tâm. Alex bước ra khỏi xe, khởi động động cơ. Chiếc xe lăn bánh rời khỏi trang trại, để lại sau lưng khoảng sân yên ắng và chiếc bàn tre dưới bóng cây. Nơi câu nói anh đồng ý làm vợ em nhé sẽ vẫn chưa được cất lên. Con đường trở về thành phố hôm nay dài hơn mọi khi. Bầu trời nhuộm màu cam đỏ của hoàng hôn. Những hàng cây người gần phía sau, nhưng trong lòng Alex hình bóng tự na vẫn hiện rõ, cùng chiếc nhẫn kim cương lấp lánh chưa kịp trao. Huy cài báo thức 40 kêu